how did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. My favorite villain? I kind of like Diddy.
There are no misconceptions about me.
50 Cent has officially announced that Season 2 of his explosive Diddy documentary, Sean Diddy Combs, The Reckoning, is coming, and this time, the focus shifts to Janice Combs, the woman who helped shape the man the world knows today and the powerful figure behind the rise of bad boy entertainment. According to reports, Netflix chose not to include this controversial footage in Season 1. But 50 Cent isn't holding anything back. He's preparing to release the never-before-seen material directly on YouTube, promising shocking revelations and a side of the story that audiences have never heard before.
Yeah, my mom's gorgeous. Well, let me introduce you to my mom, called Ma Dukes.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Ma?
Everything's good, baby. I'll be with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you, too.
The story begins with Diddy's early years. In the Netflix documentary, childhood friend Tim Patterson revealed that Diddy's father, a well-known figure in Harlem's street scene, was killed when Diddy was still a toddler. After his father's death, his mother, Janice Combs, took control of the family's future. Janice transformed their home into a hotspot for exclusive gatherings and high-profile parties. It was in that environment that young Diddy was first exposed to a world of power, influence, and street culture at an early age. According to those familiar with the neighborhood, people knew there was always something significant happening behind those doors, a world that would ultimately shape the man Diddy would become.
She came out defending her son, man. How you feel about that? She made a comment saying that he's not a monster.
I guess this is my newfound career, so I'm gonna say what on my mind and what I think, brother. First of all, that's his mother. Wrong, right, or indifferent, she gonna lie, steal, kill, and protect her child. That's what she's supposed to do. But the apple don't fall far from the tree, man. You got to realize that. You know, he didn't get all this from his daddy because he didn't know his daddy, even though they try to say his daddy was some big time drug dealer in the whole 9 yards. You understand? He didn't get this from his daddy. You got to realize, man, you know, his mother had a modeling agency, and it was alleged that it was also ladies of the night, a prostitution ring too, or these ladies was doing things other than modeling?
From the very beginning, Janice was known for her ambition and desire to build a better life. After marrying a prominent figure from Harlem's street culture and later losing him, she became determined to shape her son's future and position him for success. In the documentary, Tim Patterson recalled that there was even a small stage set up in their living room where young Diddy and other children would perform for guests. They would dance, entertain the crowd, and receive enthusiastic applause as people cheered. Do that dance, baby. Those early experiences exposed Diddy to a world of attention, influence, and celebrity-like admiration. From a young age, he learned how charisma, public image, and power could captivate an audience, lessons that would later play a significant role in the path he chose to pursue.
Remember when I said Diddy mother might be the originator of the freak-offs? All right, so tomorrow Peacock is dropping. According to the Rolling Stone, the doc features an alleged childhood friend of Puff's, hip-hop producer Tim Dog Patterson. He alleged that Janice, Diddy's mom, would often throw parties at Diddy's childhood home. He says that during the parties, it wasn't uncommon to walk into rooms where adults was having sex. I mean, that was just their normal. And the doc, when talking about the parties, Tim says, verbatim, "That's what we were privy to. This was what we were fed. Was it the sense?"
The more controversial aspects of Diddy's upbringing have also been explored in the documentary through the accounts of people who knew the family. Those interviewed described Janice Combs as a powerful influence in his early life, shaping the environment in which he was raised. Sources, including individuals close to the family such as Gondil, claimed that the close relationship between Diddy and his mother often drew attention and left some observers uneasy. They suggest that, from a young age, Diddy was exposed to the importance of attention, admiration, and public perception. According to these accounts, the lessons he learned during his formative years may have contributed to the confidence, ambition, and leadership style that later played a role in his rise within the music industry.
Man was talking about that his mother could take her palms and bend over and put him down on the floor. Not bend over, but she could stand straight up and put her palms on the floor, bruh. He's saying that about his mother. Who describes any of their mother actions like that in a sexual way? And then, you know, I don't know how many dudes do kiss their mother in their mouth when they 50, 60 years old or something like that. That's them, that's their whole thing, man. But that was a little kind of weird for me. And then his mother wore the same white fingernail polish that Cassie described that he liked to see her and other models in when she was describing her lawsuit. And what's crazy to me is that, man, it seemed like him and his mother had this, I don't want to get too deep, man, this Oedipus complex.
The experiences and influences of Diddy's early years have often been cited by commentators as shaping the lifestyle and public persona he later became known for. The documentary suggests that Janice Combs remained an important figure throughout his life and career. Individuals interviewed for the project have described her as having a significant influence on his values, ambitions, and approach to success. According to their accounts, her guidance during his formative years played a meaningful role in shaping the person he would become.
But why you believe she knew about the freakos?
Because one of the witnesses said she was there. And do you remember this, bro? Check it out. People tell off on themselves so much, man, and I don't understand when people don't catch it. Diddy has said this. He said, when I give a party, I have to have an ambulance outside of the house. Paramedics ready. That people have to take IVs. Remember the time that him and his mama kissed each other on the lips?
Yeah, I remember that video.
Do you remember that both of them was getting an IV at the same time?
Yeah, I did notice that, yep.
That's from the Diddy freak off party. And I'm gonna say allegedly.
So let me ask you this. You knowing her at one point, you knowing her personally, is she the kind of person that, you know, will be a part of a freak off or no?
I think that she liked to party, and she partied with young people. She's always been like that. She always copied or emulated Little Kim and Mary J. Blige, or they emulated her. The blonde hair, the nails, the high boots, the age-appropriate, inappropriate clothing.
Gandalf recalled that he had always felt there was something unusual about the close bond between Diddy and his mother. According to his account, after the death of Diddy's father, Janice Combs looked to her son to fill an important role within the family at a very young age. Placing significant expectations and responsibilities on his shoulders over time, those close to the family have described Janice as remaining deeply involved in Diddy's personal and social life. They claim she played an influential role in shaping his outlook, ambitions, and many of the choices he made as he pursued success. In their view, her guidance and presence were instrumental in molding the traits and behaviors that would later become closely associated with his rise in the entertainment industry.
Relationship, whether it's physical or mental, with a mother and a son. So I'm looking at his mother and him on the couch, and both of them are getting IVs after one of the Diddy parties. Allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because I wasn't there and I didn't know, but they showed them both getting IVs on the couch. So my whole thing about this thing is that I'm not saying that she was ever at a freak off, she was ever at that type of party, but you can't tell me Miss Janice Combs, who was always at the regular parties, didn't know nothing about the freak off.
According to allegations discussed in various accounts, Cassie described aspects of the household dynamics that she found unusual and unsettling. These claims suggest that Janice Combs had a significant influence over many areas of Diddy's life, including family customs and personal routines that some observers viewed as unconventional. Those making these allegations portray the environment as highly influential and deeply formative, suggesting that it played an important role in shaping Diddy's experiences and development. As with any such claims, they remain allegations and should be understood in that context.
For the situation where they say he was trying to shape Misa into his mother, can you see that? Like,
yeah, with the blonde hair and yeah, and all of that. I mean, somebody
really
asked a question: what kind of man puts his hands on his mother? The same kind of man that parties with his mom, the same kind of man who kisses his mom in the mouth, the same kind of man who seems to have accurate knowledge that his elderly mother can put both of her hands, her palms, on the floor while she's standing up, bent over.
Oh damn, I ain't seen that one. Oh.
You never seen the Instagram video where he was talking about how his mom is still young and spry and how she still liked the party and how they was getting a IV drip?
Oh. Damn.
And she was kissing him in the mouth on the video. And he was like, yeah, my mom can bend over and touch the floor with her palms. It's a very, very, very weird relationship.
As a reminder, Diddy's early life has been described by some sources as being shaped by circumstances far different from a typical childhood. According to various accounts, while he was still young, Janice Combs maintained an active social environment in their home, with a steady stream of guests and gatherings. Those familiar with the family's history have claimed that these activities were widely known within their community. Growing up in that environment, Diddy was exposed at an early age to the dynamics of influence, leadership, and social power. Observers suggest that the lessons he absorbed during those formative years may have contributed to the skills and mindset that later helped shape his career in the music industry.
You feel about, her? I mean, they alleging that she was, having freak-offs.
I spoke to a man, Mr. Brown, who used to go to the freak-offs. And this guy lives in Georgia right now. And he told me that he was a stick-up kid back in the day, and one time he had robbed one of their spots, and he went back and he had got the money and gave them their money back and everything like that. And he knew Miss Combs, and he knew about her and her freak-offs and everything like that. We had always thought that she had a modeling agency, but it wasn't a modeling agency. It was more of a brothel that she ran for high-profile drug dealers and athletes. You could tell by I could tell that Miss Combs at the time, and actually saw her like young guys. She came at me a couple of times back in my heyday, before the extra 75 pounds back then. And the reason I left Bad Boy wasn't only because of her advances, it's because I got tired of a lot of the bullshit.
Unsurprisingly, Janice Combs has publicly rejected the allegations presented in the documentary and released a statement denying the claims made about her and her family. However, the controversy surrounding the project continues to generate widespread discussion. Despite the documentary's explosive subject matter, there have been no publicly reported legal actions taken by Janice Combs or Diddy against 50 Cent or Netflix in connection with these allegations. The absence of legal action has led to speculation online, with some commentators offering their own interpretations. However, The reasons behind any legal decisions remain known only to the individuals involved.
She is Bad Boy. You think it's Diddy. It's Janice Combs. Janice Combs is Bad Boy. Man, you don't actually sign to Diddy. His name is on a dotted line, but you actually sign it to Janice Combs.
Did he ever tell you why that is, or do you understand?
Oh, now that I'm older, I know exactly what it is. It's a paper trail, so nothing can come bite me. If you come for me, you ain't coming for me. I ain't got nothing. You going to my mama.
According to accounts featured in interviews and commentary surrounding the documentary, Janice Combs played a significant role in Diddy's understanding of business and financial management throughout his career. Some reports have claimed that, despite being the public face of Bad Boy, Diddy's business arrangements involved Janice in key financial and administrative matters. Footage and interviews highlighted by 50 Cent suggest that she may have acted as a trusted advisor and gatekeeper when it came to important business decisions and the management of company affairs. Several insiders have further alleged that Diddy entrusted her with signing or overseeing certain critical documents as part of broader business and asset management strategies. Those making these claims argue that Janice's influence extended well beyond that of a supportive parent, and that she was deeply involved in helping shape and protect the empire they built
in
together.
2010s, Diddy was really prospering, music, business, fashion. And one of the things that he had said, what he alleged in the documentary, and again, this is an allegation from him, was that the name Bad Boy Entertainment, Combs's name was not really involved in that on the corporate side. And one of the things he's saying is the reason for that was to avoid having to pay any liability from, the devastating basketball game that had happened in the early 90s, where he was the subject of wrongful death lawsuits because of the multiple deaths that had occurred as a result of that basketball game that Diddy was behind organizing. So that was really, surprising to hear.
Yeah, that was a big allegation, because the families of the victims killed in that stampede, it was horrible. We're talking about December 28th, 1991. Combs, fellow rapper Heavy D, they hosted this charity basketball game. The game took place at the gymnasium of the City College of New York. And according to the New York Daily News, before the basketball game started, people who weren't let inside, they broke a window, swarmed toward the entrance of the gym, all went down a staircase. The doors at the bottom of those stairs opened towards the stairs, not towards the gym. So once a crowd got down there, they couldn't get the doors open and people started being crushed. 9 people died. Dozens of others were injured. And there were no criminal charges that were ever filed against anyone for the stampede, but multiple families and injured victims.
This raises an important question. If Diddy was the public face of the business, why was so much ownership and control reportedly tied to Janice Combs? One event that is often cited in discussions about Diddy's early career took place in December 1991, when he organized a celebrity charity basketball game at City College. Before the event could properly begin, overcrowding led to a tragic stampede that resulted in the deaths of 9 people and numerous injuries. The incident was followed by lawsuits filed by victims' families. Some commentators and insiders have speculated that the legal and financial consequences of that tragedy influenced the way Diddy's future business affairs were structured. According to these interpretations, placing assets and business interests under his mother's control may have been viewed as a way to manage financial risk and protect the broader business empire. However, the precise reasons behind those arrangements have not been publicly confirmed by the individuals involved.
You understand? I was there. I was doing security. My team was supposed to have the outside. Puff came to me the day before we were supposed to do the job there and told me that Heavy D didn't want us to do the security outside. I had 18 men ready to do the security outside with my dogs like I always do. People knew how we used to roll. We would have the pits, the Rockwilders, you understand? We had that outside locked up. So anybody try to bum rush, anybody do that, we had the gates, the whole 9 yards. So we could stop all that. You know how people gonna get down in Harlem. You understand? So, and then when you got LL Cool J, you got Mike Tyson coming through there, and they coming through the front door so people see them. So they gonna go crazy. LL was the hottest thing out at that time. Mike Tyson was the hottest thing out at that time. They got all kinds of stars and people in there already. They was coming through the back. They came through the front. And it caused the door to be bum rushed. But if they had the gates up, if they had the dogs, and with the help of the police, that shit would have never happened, bro. That shit would have never happened. I was there. I saw it. I saw Jessica run down the steps after she grabbed the money box because my man Eddie was protecting her. And Eddie's the one called me on the walkie-talkie and said, yo, Jessica just locked me in outside the gym, Gene. You couldn't go down the steps after they bum rushed the door. You understand? I had to run around the whole gym on the outside, around the gym, down the steps, run across the basketball court, and open the front door. When I opened that one door, because it pushed inside, people start squeezing through that. Then I just kept doing the doors, and people was coming in there, falling dead, right out, just falling out right there. And once they got in there, they just fell out. It was crazy, bro. You know, he just wanted us to do inside the gym to make sure that nobody, you know, be over the celebrities like that. That's what he wanted my team to do. But most of the celebrities gonna have their own security anyway. You know what I'm saying? That was just a way to cut our security off anyway. So he cut the security and he got the FOIs, and the FOIs left their post, and that's how the people bum rushed the door, and 9 people died by going down those corridors.
And you blame Diddy for that?
Yeah, I do.
Gene Deal, who has stated that he witnessed the events firsthand, places responsibility for the tragedy on Diddy. According to Deal, inadequate security measures and ignored warnings contributed to the chaos, and he believes the incident could have been prevented. Others who have commented on the event have expressed similar concerns, arguing that greater planning and crowd control might have changed the outcome. The tragedy remains a sobering example of the immense responsibilities that accompany influence, leadership, and the organization of large public events.
And again, I know the freak-offs, that his son is there. Like, it seems like he likes to get down with his kids.
Yeah. But that wasn't all. Just to hear Little Rod say, like, the boys were around. Roger Bonds talked about the children as well. What kind of parenting relationship is that? But then again, that goes back to the conversation of Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter. It was all known that she was spotted in them streets with Justin, and then she was spotted in them streets with Diddy, and they all tried to sit there and pretend like that wasn't what it was. Like, I don't know if anybody has not noticed, but ever since Diddy got pinched, they've all been trying to pretend like all of the stuff that we've seen that happened, that they was all involved.
The close bond between Diddy and his mother has long been a topic of discussion. For some observers, the influence of his upbringing became increasingly apparent in the way he approached his own family and personal relationships. As his career and public profile grew, many began to draw connections between the environment that shaped him and the values and behaviors he carried into adulthood. To those who have closely followed his rise to fame, these patterns offer a glimpse into how early experiences can leave a lasting impact, shaping not only a person's ambitions but also the way they navigate power, responsibility, and family throughout their lives.
Overnight, lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs trying to stop the release of a Netflix docuseries due out today.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
The series contains never-before-seen footage of Combs debating strategy with his lawyers in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last year.
I am going to let you professionals look at the situation and come back to me with a solution.
It also includes video of Combs greeting fans in Harlem.
Off my back. Lord, you win. I'm gonna win. Lord, you win. Be with it. I'll accept it.
And then saying this about the interaction moments later.
I need some hand sanitizer. Hold on. I got. I've been out in the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with. Like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
Now Combs' lawyers are demanding Netflix pull the series, threatening legal action, claiming Netflix is using stolen footage that was never authorized for release as part of what they call a shameful hit piece. The series is executive produced by Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alex Stapleton, who said, quote, "We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights," end quote. Before the cease and desist demand was sent yesterday, Stapleton and Jackson sat down with our Robin Roberts to discuss the series.
How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
The show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. Not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of it.
Reports suggest that members of Diddy's circle have been pushing back against 50 Cent's documentary project. According to those reports, Diddy's legal team issued a cease and desist letter describing the documentary as defamatory, misleading, and intentionally harmful. They have argued that many of the allegations are unsubstantiated, exaggerated, and presented in a way that unfairly damages reputations rather than accurately conveying the facts. What has fueled further public discussion, however, is the timing of the reported legal response. Commentators have noted that the controversy intensified only after reports began circulating about the alleged revelations expected in Season 2 of the documentary. This timing has led to widespread speculation online, although the reasons behind any legal decisions have not been publicly confirmed by the parties involved.
Sons Justin and Christian are teasing a new docuseries about their family. Justin and Christian King Combs appear in a new trailer released December 28th to Instagram by Zeus Network's founder. In the trailer, Justin and Christian sit on a couch in a screening room while a series of headlines about their father cycle on screen. At the end of the trailer, Justin's phone vibrates and he answers a collect call from the Fort Dix Federal Correctional Institute, where Combs is currently behind bars. No release date for the docuseries is given, though the teaser says viewers can expect it at some point in 2026. Combs shares Justin with ex-Misa Hilton and Christian with the late.
I thought we were about to leave Diddy in 2025. Well, this documentary is coming in 2026. And a lot of people, just like myself, are already not feeling this new documentary coming from Diddy's sons. A lot of people aren't happy about it and actually shocked that the owner of Zeus Network, Lemmy, is doing this Diddy documentary. But what a lot of people fail to forget is Lemmy and Diddy have been friends for quite some time.
Of his children arriving in court for day one of their father's trial in New York, hands gripped in solidarity.
Do you still believe your dad's innocent? How did you feel hearing that testimony? Do you apologize on behalf of your father? Do you believe your father's innocent? Do you still think your father's innocent? Your daddy died for you! Your daddy died for you for abusing women! That's wrong! You got wrong!
The foes, the joy, the pain, our words, the loyalty, the betrayal, the lie, the love, the hate, the truth, the lies. And Diddy calling from Fort Dix.
This is a prepaid collect call from Federal Correctional Institution, Fort Dix.
When they released this trailer last night, there were so many comments to Lemmy and Zeus Network that they did not want to see this. A lot of people feel like this whole new documentary is just a PR narrative, once again being pushed by Diddy and his sons to try to clean up his image. And after hearing certain things on 50 Cent's Netflix documentary, we have to go back in time and remember what we were seeing during trial. Even when it came to Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin Combs, they both came on two separate occasions to trial wearing a free Sean Combs shirt. The first one to do this was Christian Combs during Jane's testimony, and you're not supposed to wear this stuff in front of a jury to try to sway their opinions. And the judge actually told him he had to leave and take it off. And then literally like a week later, Justin did the same exact thing. It was taken out of the courtroom by the judge. And we already saw the videos in the Netflix doc of Diddy talking to Justin saying he needed to push out certain content to control a narrative. During the trial, there were a lot of things going on that I could see that to me felt like it was just straight PR. Do you remember all of these people that were wearing the free Diddy shirts? And it was actually a meme coin that's on their shirt. It's
While many public figures respond to controversy through legal statements or cease and desist letters, reports indicate that Diddy chose to address the allegations by releasing content presenting his side of the story and maintaining his innocence. The decision has sparked considerable debate among commentators and critics. Some argue that publicly available footage, interviews, and first-hand accounts raise questions that deserve further examination, while others emphasize that allegations should not be treated as established facts without supporting evidence and due process.
Being as expected, 50 Cent caught wind of it hitting the news, hitting the blogs, and being on the timeline yesterday that Diddy's sons, Sean and Justin, will be dropping a docuseries of their own to tell their side of the story, their experiences, and how they view things on the Zeus Network. Well, 50 Cent put it up on his Instagram page, and he promoted the trailer when you look at it from the other side of it, on the marketing side, but he knows it plays back into the doc that he just dropped as well with the record, and he put it up and said, wow, I want to see this show. I'm not sure this was a good idea. And he tagged at 50 Cent Action, letting it be known that this is really promo.